Получилось.
What a time. Okay.
Стартовать.
So hey there, everyone. I hope you can hear me. So if you can, please type yes. And welcome to our session where we're going to focus on the essential skills to achieve a very high score. My name is Nash Akthar, and it's really nice to see many students have joined our session. And I'm really looking forward to making this session an enlightening one, a useful one. So if you can hear me, just type yes. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, that's great. That's great. Wonderful, wonderful. Great. So guys, once again, let me introduce myself. So my name is Nash Akthar. I'm a certified IELTS trainer. And to be very honest, I've prepared students for more than 10 years. I started my career as an IELTS trainer. Then in 2019, I became an official IELTS administrator in Eastern Europe, which gave me the authority to conduct exam in countries like Russia, in Estonia, in Uzbekistan, and also like in 2021, we also became an official IELTS testing center in Eastern Europe. So during my career, I have prepared students, over 4,000 students. Not only that, I also trained English teachers to become certified IELTS trainers. So guys, just checking something. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure during our session today, I would be able to share so many things with my experience. And also, guys, this year, I have visited Sri Lanka twice. And during those two visits, I conducted workshops related to IELTS. And also, we gift mugs. So whenever our students achieve a band 7, 7.5, 8, so if they achieve more than 7, we celebrate their achievement by gifting our symbolic mug, which says, I have mastered IELTS. So it's actually something that we do on a regular basis. And what I want to say is that with Sri Lanka, we have been doing really well. Quite often, our students achieve more than their required score on their first attempt. So they prepare with us. So we have two programs, the expert course and the express course. And we're very happy to say that these two programs have done a phenomenal job for our Sri Lankan students, helping them to achieve their required score on their first attempt. So as you can see, there are so many students, guys. So I'm not going to show all the results. So these are like, students who prepared in our expert course, then Rosita from our express course, and all of them, they achieved more than their required score on their first attempt. So guys, before we start our session, I would like to know each one of you. So it would be really great if you could introduce yourself, like your name. Where are you from? Are you from Colombo, Kandy, maybe from the down south? So just say hello from Colombo, hello from Kandy. Would like to know maybe from Jaffna. Then, guys, why do you need IELTS? Is it for academic purpose or maybe for immigration? What is the required score? Is it a band 6, 7, 7.5, 8? When are you planning to take the exam? When are you planning to take the exam? Maybe in a month, in 2 months? And which section is the most challenging for you? Is it listening, reading, writing, or speaking? So which section is the most challenging one for you? So I see hello from Candy, from Colombo. Great. So guys, once again, what is the required score? Why do you need IELTS? I want to know the purpose. So I just want to know whether it's academic IELTS or general IELTS. So hello from Jaffna. Okay, general purpose, 7.5 in 2 weeks. Okay. Then, guys, so what is the required score? Why do you need IELTS? When I plan to take the exam? And which section is the most difficult for you, the most challenging? So hello from Candy. So we see students from Candy, from Colombo, from Jaffna, maybe from another city. Okay, so we also have from Anuradhapur and also from down south. Okay, great. Okay, so speaking is quite challenging for Chandima. Understood. Okay, from Pandipitia. So Pandipitia is not Colombo, right? Okay. Need to find a job. Okay. So some are taking the exam to apply for a job. Okay. So guys, I want to know the required scores. I see some people need 7.5, 7, wants to take in November. And who's taking the exam like in a month, in 2 months, in 3 months? Maybe you have a year. And also, guys, do you have specific requirements? For example, you need a band 7 for each section. Okay, so we also have nurses. In fact, we have so many nurses nowadays preparing with us. So I think it's quite popular among them to pass IELTS for immigration. Okay. And from Gampa, okay. From Gaul, great, great. So guys, as you can see, the required score ranges between 7 and 7.5. Sometimes it could be a 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5. So band 7 and higher, right? Okay, reading and writing. So guys, like I said, the required score ranges between 6 and 8. 6 and 8. So it's quite common. It's quite common. And that's why I want to show y'all what you should do to achieve a very high score. So guys, thanks for sharing. I really appreciate it. Now, let's totally start. So first of all, I would like to show you what we will learn today. So first of all, we're going to understand what is IELTS. What is this exam? What is the true purpose? Then misconceptions about IELTS that you should not fall for. Then the most important skills in IELTS, skills that you should master, how to prepare effectively irrespective of your level, and essential skills in all 4 sections. Okay, so I'm pretty sure, guys, you will find it useful. We're going to do a bit of listening with this important skill. So make sure that you have a pen and a paper with you because the lesson is going to be very interactive. Don't consider it as a lecture where you just listen. So be prepared. And in case, guys, you have issues with your connection, refresh the browser. If you can't see me or hear me properly, refresh the browser. I'm pretty sure it would be helpful. Okay, so now, guys, let's try to understand what is IELTS. So IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. In fact, it is the most popular language test in the world. Over 3.5 million candidates, they take this exam every year, and only a 40% they achieve their desired score on their first attempt. A good score in IELTS, a band score between 6.5 and 9, certifies that a person can use English fluently in a native, professional, English-speaking environment. So if you need a reliable language assessment tool, IELTS is the right test for you. What I want you all to understand is that if you achieve a band 7, if you achieve a band 7.5, even a 6.5, you prove that you can use English in a native, professional, English-speaking environment. What does it mean? That means you have skills which would make you to negotiate properly. That means you prove that you have the ability to interpret data. That's why you're taking academic IELTS. Or maybe when you enter a foreign university and when you attend lectures, you're able to take down notes properly. That's why for IELTS listening, section 4, you have to listen to a lecture talk and complete a summary. And also, you have the skills to read quickly and understand the general idea, or maybe to scan for specific information. So, all these skills are important for your professional life. So, don't have this attitude or this approach where you just want to pass this exam, like, oh God, I need to pass this exam, I need to do something. No, try to understand the true purpose of this exam, what skills you will acquire, and how they will be beneficial for you in the long run. So this way, guys, your preparation would become effective and also quite interesting. Okay, so keep that in mind. So now, guys, let's try to understand the structure. So in IELTS listening, we have 4 sections. In IELTS listening, we have 4 sections. We have listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Now, I see that some of you all told me that most challenging is speaking. Some say it's writing. And some say that it's... Okay, then who finds reading the most challenging? And do we have students who find listening quite challenging? So I see many are mentioning writing is the most challenging and speaking is the most challenging. And by the way, guys, do we have candidates or students who have already taken the exam? Have you already taken the exam and maybe this is going to be your second attempt, maybe your third attempt? So if you could share that experience, I would really appreciate that. And what do you think at the exam, which section could be the easiest and which section could be the most challenging? Okay, I see 5. Okay, so guys, remember, if you prepare well, if you learn the approach to every question type, listening is the first section where you can achieve a band 9. And also remember, if you prepare well, if you learn the approach to all the question types for reading, reading will be the next section where you can achieve a band 9. Then we have speaking. If you prepare well, believe me, you can achieve a very good score. Then comes writing. So the most easiest section is listening. The most challenging, I would say, is writing. Now, writing, guys, becomes quite challenging because it's a skill that we don't use very often, right? How often do we write reports? How often do we write articles, right? So it's a skill that we don't use very often. So that's why when it comes to writing, we need more focus, more practice, more clarity, because we need to work on our sentence structures. We need to minimize our grammar mistakes. We need to make our writing style formal. We need to learn how to structure our paragraphs. So these things will be very useful for your future. And also you need to learn all these things if you want to write a very good essay. So I will show you that a bit later. So like I said, if you prepare well, guys, if you understand the approach, you can easily achieve a very high score. That's what I'm going to show you all today. Okay, so we're going to really work on it. So this way you'll understand why it's going to be really easy for you all. So the most important skill in IELTS is paraphrasing. I hope you guys know this. IELTS is all about paraphrasing. In fact, we call it as the paraphrasing exam. So paraphrasing means expressing the same meaning in a different way. This is done by replacing certain words with synonyms or by changing the word form and changing the structure of a sentence. Okay, so paraphrasing means to say the same thing in a different way, and this is done by changing the word form. That means noun to its verb form, adjective to its adverb, replacing certain words with synonyms, or we can change the word order. So there are 3 ways, and that's what we're going to do now. We're going to look into all these 3 ways, and we're going to do some interactive task. Okay, so look at the example here. It says the new iPhone 17 will be released in September, because the 16 is already out, right? So the new iPhone 17 will be released in September. Now we can rephrase it and say it in a different way without changing the meaning. We can say the launch of the new iPhone 17 will be in September. So instead of release, we can use the word launch and we can use the noun form. The launch of the new iPhone 17 will be in September. The launch of the new iPhone 17 will be in September. So guys, look at this. I want you all to kind of, focus on the first way of paraphrasing now. It says, Yanni was the composer of Winds of Orchids. Yanni was the composer of Winds of Orchids. Look at the second sentence. It says, Yanni, Winds of Orchids. So in this second sentence, do you see the missing word is a verb? Right? So we need the verb here. So what is the verb form of composer and what should be the answer? What do you think? Yanni was the composer of Winds of Orchids. In the second sentence, the missing word is a verb. So Yanni, Winds of Orchids. What should be the answer? Now, I want everyone to get involved here. So the missing word is a verb. So my question is, I want the verb form of composer, and what should be the answer? Well done. I see the answers coming. Well done. So it's composed, right? Because Yanni did something. So the missing word is a verb. So the verb form of composer is composed. So the correct answer is Yanni composed Winds of Orchids. Yanni composed Winds of Orchids. Well done. Very good. Very good. She performed really well at the concert. She performed really well at the concert. Look at the next sentence. It says, she gave an excellent. You see, an excellent adjective. So the missing word is a noun. So she gave an excellent. What is the noun form of perform? What should be the answer? Like she gave an excellent at the concert. Well done. Very good. So she gave an excellent performance at the concert. She gave an excellent performance at the concert. Very good. Sarah and her friend had creative differences, right? And if you look at the second sentence, it says Sarah and her friend creatively. Sarah and her friend creatively. So what is the verb form of difference? And what should be the answer here? Second one, yes, it's performance. Well done. What about the third one? It says Sarah and her friend had creative differences. Sarah and her friend creatively. Creatively. So what should be the answer? What do you think? Well done. But it was in the past. It was in the past. So, like Sarah and her friend. So, differ is a regular verb. So it should be with an ed at the end. So what should be the answer, guys? So Sarah and her friend. Well done. Well done. Very good. So here, guys, Sarah and her friend differed creatively. So guys, remember, it's a very important skill, right? Because for IELTS listening and for reading, you need to predict the missing word. You need to predict the missing word. And in order to do that properly, right, try to understand what word is missing. Whether it's a noun, whether it's an adjective or an adverb, or maybe it could be an adjective, right? Or a verb, noun, adjective, or an adverb. So make the prediction properly, because if you do that, when you listen, you'll be able to identify the correct answer. So it's a very important skill, guys. So keep that in mind. And what we did now is that we work with the word forms, right? Noun, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. So for example, you can also use this for paraphrasing. In the given sentence, you see there is a noun. When you rephrase it, you can use the verb form. You see the adjective, you can use the adverb. So that way, it would be really efficient. And even at the exam, examiners appreciate, it's not just about using synonyms. or different words, but if you also can use variations, different word forms, that also would be appreciated at the exam. Now let's look at the next one. It says, technology plays an important role in the education sector. Now, important is a common word, an overused word. So technology plays an important role in the education sector. Can you give me synonyms for important? What other words can we use instead of important? What other words can we use instead of important? What do you think? Well done. Crucial. What else? Vital. What else? Yes, so crucial, vital. Mhm. So crucial, vital, major role. I see some nice expressions coming. I want more options because important is an overused word, right? It's an adjective, by the way. Well done. Well done. I see many options coming here. I see vital, essential, significant, crucial. Now, listen to me carefully. When you read sentences, when you read sentences, and when you come across adjectives and adverbs, when you read questions and when you come across adjectives and adverbs, underline them. Read them carefully, underline them, because when you listen, you might hear synonyms. When you listen, you might hear synonyms. So it's an important part. So, guys, we can say crucial, pivotal, significant, vital, paramount, major role. I liked it. You see? So that's why, guys, let's say in IELTS listening, the question was who played the most important role? The question is like who played the most important role? And when you listen, they might say everybody contributed, but John's role was the most significant, or John played the most crucial role. Now, that's why paraphrasing is crucial. So well done, guys. I liked it. I loved it. Now, look at the other ones. It says smoking is bad for health. Smoking is bad for health. It's a common word. Can you give me synonyms for bad? What other words can we use instead of bad? Like smoking is bad. Smoking is, what do you think? Uh-huh. So smoking is bad. Smoking is, because never use words such as bad, good, right? Don't use words such as good, bad, small, tiny. Use better options. So well done. We can say smoking is harmful or smoking is detrimental. Very good. Those are very good options. Harmful, detrimental, destructive. No, we can't say not good because not good is also rather common. So harmful, detrimental, destructive, hazardous, those words would be much better. What about number two? It is a big problem. Now, don't use the word problem. Don't use the word problem. It's also kind of overused. So it is a big problem. What synonyms can we use here? It is a, okay. What synonyms can we use instead of problem? What do you think? What other words can we use instead of problem? Mm-hmm. Well done. I love the word issue. I love the word issue. What else? Huge issue. That's a good one. Huge issue. What else? So huge is great. So issue, is that the only option you guys have? What about obstacle? Obstacle is very good. Issue, obstacle, challenge, right? Issue, obstacle, challenge, then concern. Concern is also a very good option. Now, even when you negotiate, even when you're having a professional conversation, do not use the word problem. So, for example, if you say, like, I went through your proposal and I would like to raise a few problems, discuss a few problems. I'm sorry. I would like to discuss a few problems. That's not the right word. But if you say, I went through your proposal and I would like to raise a few concerns or discuss a few concerns, that would sound more polite. So in English, the words you use would define your character. So that's why, guys, IELTS, it really trains you to use proper words, more formal option. It would make you sound more eloquent if you learn all these skills. So well done, keep it up. Number 3, we must save the environment. We must. What other words can we use? Like we must save, we must. So save, we can use. Well done. We can say protect. What else? Yeah, protect is better. Well done. So we can say protect, preserve, conserve, right? Take care is a phrasal verb, depends on when we use it and how you use it, but conserve, uh, preserve, and children need, children require. So what did we learn? You see, whenever you come across adjectives and adverbs, now listen to me carefully. Whenever you come across adjectives and adverbs, underline them. Because for IELTS listening, you might hear synonyms. And when you read the text, you might find synonyms, or maybe it might be said in a different way. So that's why when you focus on a question, it could be a statement, it could be a question, try to pay attention to these words. That's why we call them as keywords. You see, so keywords are names or the subject, adjectives, adverbs, and the verb itself. So well done, guys. So very good. So this skill would be important when we start listening. The third way is to change the word order in a sentence. So we use passive voice when we don't want to focus on who is doing the action, but on who is receiving or experiencing the action. So one of the ways, I'm not saying it's the only way, but one of the ways is to use the passive voice, and it's another way to paraphrase. Now look at the sentence here. It says the government should take immediate measures. We can say immediate measures should be taken by the government, or parents should teach children foreign languages at an early stage. Foreign languages should be taught to children at an early stage, or foreign languages should be taught to children at an early stage. So we use the passive voice to emphasize on the action. Once again, let's look at the second example. So the active sentence says parents should teach children foreign languages at an early stage. We can say foreign languages should be taught to children at an early stage. So we don't mention who should do that, who should be responsible. That's why we use the passive voice to emphasize on the action, not to show who is responsible for the action. Even when you're negotiating, when you're at a meeting, if you want to be diplomatic, if you don't want to be rude, you can use the passive voice. So it's better to say, we have this problem because the delivery wasn't done on time, instead of saying, we have this problem because John, you didn't do the delivery on time. So when you don't want to mention who is responsible, you can use the passive voice to be indirect. So that's a nice approach too. So keep that in mind. Fine. So now, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on IELTS listening. And like I said, today we're going to do a bit of listening. So make sure you have your pen and maybe your notebook, because it will be important when we start doing listening. So let's try to understand the listening structure. Okay. So the listening test is for 30 minutes, and you are given 10 minutes extra to transfer the answers from the question booklet to your answer sheet. So it's the first section at the exam. And if you're taking the paper-based test, you will have 10 minutes extra. But nowadays, you know that we also have the computer format. And for this format, you don't have 10 minutes extra. So remember that. So in IELTS listening, there are 4 parts. And the first section is the easiest. It's a dialogue, 2 people having a discussion, and you fill in basic details. The second section is a monologue, and you kind of fill in, maybe you have to complete a table, maybe label a map. So there are different types of questions you need to know. So it's a monologue. So both section 1 or part 1 and part 2 are related to day-to-day situations. But part 3 and part 4, they become more challenging because they are related to academic situations. So for part 3, it could be a discussion between two students, maybe a student and a professor. And for part 4, it's always a lecture talk. So you need to complete a summary based on the lecture talk. Now, if you ask me, the question types, the structure hasn't changed for years. So that's why, guys, you just need to know what is exactly expected from you and how you should approach these question types. So yes, remember, for IELTS listening, the audio is played only once. So you'll be given time to read the questions before you listen and check after you listen. What you need to understand here is that they will always give you some time to go through these questions. You will have 20 seconds, and make sure to use those 20 seconds properly. It's not about praying and hoping. You need to implement certain skills and strategies which would help you to answer those questions effectively. So, guys, if you're here to achieve a band 9, I'm pretty sure all of you can, provided you follow these principles. That's what I would like to share now before we start doing a listening task. Number 1, expose yourself. You must listen to podcasts, watch documentaries. That exposure matters a lot. So can you tell me, how often do you listen to podcasts? How often do you expose yourself? Maybe you watch movies, you watch videos in English, and you do that on a regular basis, like on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. How often do you do that? Can you type? I'd be really grateful if you could mention that. So that's an important part. So the exposure matters a lot. Number 2, you need to learn the approach to every question type. I'm going to show that a bit later. Then, guys, before you take the real exam, make sure to do at least 4 complete practice tests. Now, you should not do that at the beginning of your preparation. You should focus on exam practice questions at the end stage of your preparation, not at the beginning. And then, guys, you need to assess your progress. So exposure matters a lot. Don't take it for granted. It doesn't matter where you're going to prepare or how you're going to prepare. You need to expose yourself. And then, guys, you need to know the question type. So I'm looking forward to your responses. Okay, I see that. Okay, so well done. Very good. Then, the 4 essential skills. Now, when it comes to IELTS listening, there are 4 essential skills you need to know. They are paraphrasing, identifying keywords, predicting the missing words, and identifying distractors. So if you know these 4 skills, and if you know how to deal with them, you can always achieve a very high score. So these are the 4 skills. Remember, paraphrasing, identifying keywords, predicting the missing words, and identifying distractors. So paraphrasing, we already know. It's very important because when you read questions and when you listen, you might hear sentences or things said in a different way. You also need to pay attention to distractors. I'm going to show that a bit later. And then, guys, when you have to complete sentences, when you have to deal with sentence completion, before you listen, because you have 20 seconds, before you listen, you need to predict what kind of word is missing. Is it a noun? Is it an adjective or an adverb? So if you can do that, I'm pretty sure all of you can achieve a very good score. So when it comes to IELTS listening, this is the syllabus: sentence completion, multiple choice questions, matching questions, completing plans, maps, diagrams, completing forms, notes, tables, flowcharts, and summary completion, and short answer questions. So always remember, if you want to achieve a very high score, you need to know the step-by-step approach to all these question types. So at the exam, when you look at a multiple choice question, you need to know the steps that you should follow. If you don't know that, guys, then it doesn't matter how many times you're going to take the exam, the results would be the same. Why am I saying this? Because this is the syllabus. And it doesn't matter whether you take the exam tomorrow or maybe in a month, maybe in 2 years, the question types are going to be the same. Maybe the topics might differ, but the question types are the same. That's why it's very important to learn the approach. So that's what we're going to do today. So what's the point if I don't show you that it works, that these skills are effective? So we're going to do a bit of listening. Okay, so listen to me carefully. I'm going to show you the guidelines. So that's why be attentive now. Okay, it's a very important thing. So when you have to deal with IELTS listening, step one, read the instruction carefully. Always read the instruction carefully. Here it says, write no more than 3 words for each answer. So your answer should not exceed that word limit. Look at the heading. It says Sea Life Center information. Now, do you remember I told you that you are given 20 seconds to go through all these questions? So during those 20 seconds, guys, pay attention to keywords. Keywords are adjectives, auxiliary verbs, the subject, adverbs. When there are names, pay attention to that as well. Like question number 11. Look, I've already underlined it for you. It says, what was? So what was the Sea Life Center previously called? Like what Sea Life Center previously called? You see, so the key phrase is Sea Life Center previously called. How to say it in a different way, guys? Now, I want you to rephrase it. Sea Life Center previously called. Can you give me synonyms for previously? Like Sea Life Center was previously called. How to say it in a different way? I want everyone to type everything that you know. Even if you make a mistake, it's fine. Go ahead. So Sea Life Center previously called. How to say it in a different way? So what Sea Life Center previously called? So previously, see, it's an adverb. You see, previously called. It's an adverb. What synonyms can we use instead of previously? Well done. Before, or maybe it used to be called. It was not called earlier. Maybe it was not called Sea Life Center earlier. It was called something else. Before, it used to be called. Can you give me a synonym for previously? Can you give me another adverb? Previously, we can also say what? Not ancient times, that's a bit too much, but we can say initially it was called. Previously called, initially it was called. Initially it was called. Well done, guys. Well done. Very good. Okay, look at number 12. What is the newest attraction called? What is the newest attraction called? Can you identify keywords here? Like, what is the newest attraction called? What keywords would you underline here? What word or phrase is important here? Like, what is the newest attraction called? Prayer, it's great. Okay, fine. So what is the newest attraction called? What words would you underline here? I want you to identify the keywords. Well done. Newest. Newest. Well done. So can you give me synonyms for newest? Can you give me synonyms for newest? Like newest attraction. Newest attraction. Can you give me synonyms for newest? Well done. Well done. Latest. I love the answer latest. You see, the latest attraction. So pay attention to these keywords, guys. You see, that's why it's important. So newest attraction, the latest attraction, the most recent. The most recent would be even better. The most recent. Well done. And you see, it's attraction. The subject is important too. Pay attention to the subject. Pay attention to the subject. Well done. Very good. Look at number 13. When is the main feeding time? When is the main feeding time? So main feeding time, right? So listen to me carefully now. Listen to me carefully. When you have to deal with numbers like distance, time, price, weight, dates, they will try to confuse you. There will be distractions. So, for example, they might say, we used to feed the animals at 4 p.m., but now we believe that it's better to do it at 1 p.m. because the animals are not very happy. So you will hear different options. So that's why pay attention to that key phrase, main feeding time. So when is the main feeding time now? So number 14, what can you do with a VIP ticket? So what can do VIP ticket? So the keywords are what can do VIP ticket. Look at number 15. What special event will the Sea Life Center arrange for you? So what special event Sea Life Center arrange? So those are the keywords, special event. Now I see the verb arrange. Can you give me a synonym for arrange? What other words can we use instead of arrange here? What do you think? What other words can we use instead of arrange? Like what special event would the Sea Life Center arrange for you? What other words can we use instead of arrange? Like what verbs do you know instead of arrange? Like what special event will the Sea Life Center arrange? Now prepare is okay. We can arrange or we can organize. Well done. We can organize. Yeah, facilitate, that's great, really great too, but organize would be a good one. Yes. Well done. Well done. Very good. Lovely. Lovely. I see different options coming. I see different options coming. Well done. Then, where will the petition for animal conservation be sent to? So, where will the petition for animal conservation be sent to? What do you think? Where will the petition? So here, guys, the keywords are where, petition, and where petition, animal conservation center. The key phrase are where the petition will be sent to. Number 17, what can you use to test what you've learned? So what can you use to test what you've learned? How to check your knowledge. How to check your knowledge. What did I do? Every question, I paid attention to keywords, and I also said it in a different way. This is what you need to do during the exam. When you have 20 seconds, you need to pay attention to all the keywords, adjectives, adverbs, the subject, right? If you have verbs like organize, here you all gave me, like here it was arrange, you all suggested organize. So pay attention to this, say it in a different way. This way, guys, you will never go wrong. So if this is the first time you're hearing this, I'm very sad because these are the basics. Unfortunately, many trainers don't focus on these things. They just do practice tests and they kind of, don't even understand the principles. So these are very important skills that you need to focus on. So what did we do? Once again, we paid attention to the questions and we identified keywords. Remember, adjectives, adverbs, verbs, right? We paid attention to that, and also the subject and auxiliary verb, like what, do you, right? Pay attention to that. And then, guys, we said it in a different way, rephrase it. And then, guys, now let's play the audio and let's see the answer. So I hope everything is clear. I'm going to play the audio. So before I play the audio, I need a help from y'all. I need your assistance. Please tell me if you can. Okay, so I think this is how we work. So if you can hear the audio, just say like everything is fine. Yes, we can hear. Okay, just say yes, we can hear. I would appreciate that, guys. Okay.
4. You will hear a guide talking about a sea life centre.
Okay, I need thumbs up. If everything is fine, just say yes, we can hear you. I mean, hear the audio, not me. You can hear the audio, and I'm going to play the audio now. Okay, okay. So if everything is clear, I've just paused it. Don't worry. Okay, great. So all the very best. All the very best. Here we go.
First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 17.
This is where they give you 20 seconds. So we don't pray, we implement those strategies. We're given some time. Don't worry.
Center.
Okay.
Okay, so hi everybody and welcome to the Sea Life Centre. Before you start on your tour, I'd just like to give you some information about things to look out for as you go. Well, first of all, I guess some of you may have been here before and may be surprised to see the name has changed. We're not called World of Water anymore. Since the beginning of this summer, we've been renamed, and we've also made a few other changes. However, the main attractions like the aquarium, the crocodiles, the penguins and so on are still here. But we have a new restaurant and picnic area, and the latest thing that we have, and it was only finished last week, is the splash ride. This is an exciting new area of the centre and is pretty scary, and of course you do get a bit wet, so make sure you're not wearing your best clothes. As I said, the main attractions are still here, and the most popular thing that everyone wants to see is feeding time, especially for the crocodiles and the seals. We used to have the main feeding time in the afternoon at around 3 p.m. But we found that some of the animals got a bit hungry waiting until then, and so we now have it at noon. They seem much happier with the new time, although it's a bit difficult to know what they're thinking. Now, I'd like to mention something new that we've introduced this year that we're very excited about. It's called a VIP ticket. The VIP ticket costs an extra £2 per person, and you will be amazed at what it allows you to do. With this, you'll be allowed to feed the sharks. Now, I know that for some people, this might be quite a frightening thing to do, but it is perfectly safe. For those of you who are a bit unsure, we do have a video you can watch to see what happens. It's a great experience, and your friends will be very impressed. Speaking of friends, I'd just like to remind you that the Sea Life Centre will be more than happy to organise a birthday party for you and your family and friends. If you need more details, you can speak to me afterwards, and there are also forms at the entrance that you can fill in. I'd also like to bring your attention to the good work that the Sea Life Centre is doing in support of animal conservation. I'm sure you're all aware of the worrying situation with a large number of species facing extinction. Here at the Sea Life Centre, we're taking action by asking as many people as possible to sign a petition. Once we have over 5,000 signatures, we are planning to send it to the government in the hope that more people will begin to take it seriously. Right, well, there's obviously a lot going on at the centre and a lot of things to discover. At all the attractions, there is helpful information, so please read as much as you can, and if you want to see what you've remembered, please do the quiz after your visit. There are no prizes, of course, but I'm sure you'll be surprised by how much you've learnt.
Okay, so guys, how was it? If you type the answers in capitals, it's also fine, but that's not the important part. So I would appreciate if you could share the answers now. So type the answers. What's the answer for number 11? What's the answer for number 12? Okay. And what's the answer for number 14, 15, 16, and 17? So when you just don't type for the sake of typing, but number 11, what's the answer? Number 12, what's the answer, right? That would be better. Uh-huh. Well done. Well done. So I see the answers coming, and I must say I'm really happy. So number 11, the correct answer is World of Water. Yeah, she said, we are not called World of Water anymore. We are not called World of Water anymore. Number 12, she said, Splash Ride. Now, if you use the article here, that's also fine. So Splash Ride. Well done. She said, we do have a new picnic area and a restaurant. But those are not the answers, right? But the question was, what newest attraction? That's why you need to pay attention to the keywords. Well done. Then, when is the main feeding time? Now, if somebody used 3 p.m., it's a mistake. What's the correct answer, guys? Noon. At noon. At noon. So if you just write noon, that's also fine. But if you have written at noon, that's also great, but not 3 p.m. It used to be at 3 p.m. It used to be at 3 p.m., right? What can you do with a VIP ticket? Well done. Feed the sharks. Feeding sharks is also fine, but feed the sharks or feed sharks. Well done. So not feed the sharks would be the correct answer. Then the next one, guys, number 15. Number 15, what is the answer? It's birthday party. You see, she said that we are more than happy to organize. The question here, it says, what special event will the Sea Life Center arrange for you? But she said, we are more than happy to organize a birthday party. Where will the petition for animal conservation be sent to? Where will the petition for animal conservation be sent to? It will be sent to the government. Government. Now check your spellings, guys. How do you spell government? Government. To the government, right? Not government. And we don't say garment. Yes, government. Government. So well done. Very good. So it's to, well done. Very good. The next one, guys, is actually what can you use to test what you've learned? So she said, to check what you've remembered, take a quiz. Take a quiz. Okay, take a quiz. So great. So guys, about this capital and simple, I mean, it's an obvious question. If you want, you can have everything in uppercase, in capital letters. That's fine at the exam. If you want, you just write, if it's a name, right? It should be in capital, like if it's a name. But the first letter. Otherwise, you can just leave everything capital. That's all. So I hope it's clear. Now tell me, guys, let's be very honest. Did you understand the principles? Is this new for you? Have you ever learned how to spend those 20 seconds? It could be like half a minute, but do you know these steps? Did you know, to pay attention to keywords, rephrase it? It's a very good approach. If you understand this, then you will know how to deal with multiple choice questions. Then you will know how to deal with matching questions. Then you will see that it's easy to kind of complete sentences or to complete a summary. So if you know this, it's a very important aspect. So guys, let me know if this is the first time you're hearing this. If it's yes, then that's great. That means you're a step forward towards achieving a very high score. So that's why learn these principles. Remember how to invest your time during those 30 seconds. When they give you that time, you just need to kind of pay attention to these keywords, okay? So that's all, guys. Let's move on. Now, guys, I also want to show you that we have an expert program. So those who are interested, you also can sign up for a free consultation. The link is given below. You will see the link. So make sure to kind of, sign up for a free consultation where we can assess your level. So I will discuss that a bit later too. So when you join our program, so we have two programs, the IELTS Expert course and the Express course. In these programs, guys, not only you attend live sessions or lessons 3 times a week, you also have access to our platform. The main idea of the platform is also to teach extra skills, like how to avoid spelling mistakes. You see, how to identify distractors. So there are lessons for every subunit, and those lessons would also be really useful. So pay attention to that as well, guys. So it's very unique. So those who are interested, you can sign up for a free consultation. If you found my approach useful, remember that we cover the whole syllabus. We just don't teach you how to answer short answer questions, but also we will teach you how to answer, how to complete a summary, how to label a map, how to deal with matching questions, then actually how to complete sentences. So all those things would be taught. The main idea of the expert course is that each lesson is dedicated to a question type. So now, guys, let's move on to IELTS reading. Remember, soon after listening, you will have IELTS reading. So the reading test is going to be for 1 hour. So there will be 3 passages. The first will be the easiest, the second will be more complex, and the last will be the most complex. So even if you're taking general IELTS, remember the first section, because there are 3 sections instead of passages, the first section is the easiest. The second one becomes more challenging, and the third one is the most challenging. So that's why you need to invest your time wisely. You have 60 minutes, so spend 15 minutes on the first passage, 20 minutes on the second passage, and 25 minutes on the last passage. So don't spend too much time on the first passage. You need to know how to manage it. That's why, guys, when you do practice task, you might do a practice task, it's fine, but you don't understand whether it's from the first passage, the second passage, or the third passage. So before you take the exam, right, during the latter stage of your preparation, you need to focus on practice test and answer all 40 questions and manage your time effectively. So remember the time management formula. If you want to double check, type it. First passage, 15 minutes. Second passage, 20 minutes. Third passage, 25 minutes. Same goes for general IELTS as well. So the next thing, guys, is that each passage will be about 700 to 900 words long and would have 6 to 10 paragraphs. Okay, 700 to 900 words long and would have 6 to 10 paragraphs. So that's why you're not supposed to read the whole passage word by word. You never read the whole text to answer questions in IELTS reading. That is a huge mistake. So you're going to learn some essential skills, and I'll show you that today. So in total for IELTS reading, you will have 40 questions, and for every passage, there will be 12 to 14 questions. So like listening, guys, you won't have extra time. By the way, you won't have extra time for IELTS reading if you're taking the paper-based test. So you need to transfer all your answers from the question booklet to the answer sheet within 60 minutes. So keep that in mind as well. Now, to achieve a very high band score, make sure to read on a daily basis. So I hope you guys do that. Then, like we learned for listening, you also need to know the approach to all the question types in reading. And also you need to master 4 essential skills. Remember, for listening, we had 4 essential skills. Even for reading, we have 4 essential skills. So for reading, guys, we have skimming, scanning, paraphrasing, and identifying keywords. All 4 skills are important. Skimming, scanning, paraphrasing, and identifying keywords. So skimming means to read quickly and understand the general idea. So this means that you don't read the whole text or even a paragraph word by word. So there is an approach. You can read the first and the last sentence and understand the general idea. I won't be able to do that today, but that is skimming. Scanning means to find specific information without reading text. Now, let's say if you want to find a name, you don't have to read the whole text. You just scan for it. You look for it. Paraphrasing is an important skill, both for listening and for reading. Identifying keywords are very important when you read questions. So the last 2 skills are important both for listening and for reading. Pay attention to that. That would be important. Now, guys, if you want to achieve a very good score, always remember, for reading, you need to become familiar with all these question types. Matching headings, true, false, not given, yes, no, not given, multiple choice questions, summary completions, short answer questions, sentence completion, and locating information in a paragraph. So you need to know the approach to all these question types. Now, if you have your exam, let's say in a week or 2, you should be at a level, when you look at the question type, you know that the first step is, let's say, to skim read, or maybe to identify keywords. So you need to know that, guys. Otherwise, you will find the reading section quite challenging. So that's why master the 4 essential skills and also learn the approach to every question type. So guys, now I'm going to show you how to answer true, false, not given. And I hope you guys are ready for the challenge. So first of all, I'll introduce the steps, and then I'll ask you all to answer the questions. Okay, so hope you guys are ready. Let's start. So at the exam, you will find the instruction in a similar way. So this is how it would look like. The instruction would look like: do the following statements, agree with the information given in the text below. In boxes 1 to 6 on your answer sheet, write true if the statement agrees with the information, false if the statement contradicts the information, not given if there is no information on this. Okay, so you should write true if the statement agrees with the information, false if the statement contradicts the information, not given if there is no information on this. What does it mean? You'll be given a statement like we have here, and you need to see whether this given statement is true, false, or not given from the paragraph at the exam from the text. Now, these are like exam questions, by the way, okay? So look at the statement. It says, you can work through parts of a course more than once. You can work through parts of a course more than once. Now, it's about Learn With Us courses. Look at the statement. Don't give me the answer. Look at the statement. Step 1, identify keywords. What are the important words from this statement? It says you can work through parts of a course more than once. So I'm pretty sure everyone would agree the keywords are can work through parts more than once. Can work through parts more than once. How to say it in a different way, guys? What does it mean? Can someone explain this to me in English? It says you can work through parts of a course more than once. So the keywords are can work through parts more than once. Can work through parts more than once. What does it mean? Can someone tell me? What does it mean? Uh-huh. Okay. So can work through parts more than once means, guys, that you can repeat a section multiple times. You can repeat a section several times, right? You can repeat a section multiple times, isn't it? So that's what you should do. Whenever you read questions, both for listening and for reading, whenever you read statements, both for listening and for reading, pay attention to keywords. And once you identify those keywords, words which are important for us to understand the question better, rephrase it. It's an important skill. Fine. So guys, now read only the first 3 lines. Read only the first 3 lines. And can you tell me, is this statement true, false, or not given? Read only the first 3 lines and tell me whether this statement is true, false, not given. Only the first 3 lines up to want to. Now, the statement says you can work through parts of a course more than once. Now, look at the way you guys are answering, right? So quick. Well done. Because I think you all found the answer easily. Well done. Well done. I see the answers coming. And I see everyone is saying that it is true. Yes, it is true, because here in the second line it says, all our courses are taken online using a computer, so you can work through the course at your own speed and go back to any session whenever you want to. And go back to any session whenever you want to. So yes, the statement is true, right? Yes, can go back to any session whenever you want to. Well done. So it is true. It is true. Well done. Very good. Now, guys, I'm going to show you another one. I'm going to go to another statement. It says, the number of courses offered by Learn With Us has increased enormously. The number of courses offered by Learn With Us has increased enormously. So the key words are number of courses offered has increased enormously. See, number of courses offered has increased enormously. Now visualize that. That means from 50 courses to 100 courses, or maybe from 1,000 courses to 2,000 courses. Now, when you read the text, if you find the opposite information, it should be like, we have decreased the number of courses we offer. Like, let's say from 1,000 to 100, or we used to offer 1,000, but now we offer only 100. So then this statement is false. If you can't find any piece of information related to a significant increase or a significant decrease, then this information is not given. So guys, can you find that point? Is it given here? Number of courses offered by Learn With Us has increased enormously. The number of courses offered by Learn With Us has increased enormously. Is it true, false, or not given? Can you find that information? Have they increased the number of courses they offer? Well done. Well done. You see, the key phrase is has increased enormously. We see present perfect from the past till the present. Have they increased? Yes, false. I mean, true, false, or not given. Well done. Everybody's saying it's not given. It is a no-brainer, isn't it? It is a no-brainer. Yes, because there is nothing about it. Yes, they say that we offer hundreds of courses. We offer hundreds of courses, but nothing about a significant increase or a significant decrease. Because if you find that information, if they had said that they had decreased significantly, then this would be false, but the answer is not given. Well done. So the answer is not given. So guys, do you see the importance of keywords? Yes or no? No, please type. Be honest. And do you understand the importance of paraphrasing? That's why I started with paraphrasing. When you want to learn things, guys, and if you want to achieve a very high score, I strongly believe that the preparation should be well structured. You can't just watch a YouTube video and get impressed, but you first need to understand the essential skills. And then, like I said, you need to learn the approach to every question type. Now, this is how we prepare our students in our IELTS Expert course. It's a 12-week program. During the first stage, which will be for 5 weeks, each lesson is dedicated to a question type. And it's very interactive. Students get engaged. And that's why, guys, if you saw at the beginning, our students achieve a very high score on their first attempt because of this approach. Fine. So let's move on. Let's take another challenge. And I want you all to understand the approach of scanning. Look at this statement. It says, Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prizes. Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prizes. So the keywords are husband, joint winner, both Maria's Nobel Prizes. Husband, joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prizes. In other words, they won 2 Nobel Prizes together. Now imagine you have a long text. You don't have to read word by word. So first you need to understand where Nobel Prize, the information about Nobel Prize, the information about Nobel Prize is located. So guys, can you scan for Nobel Prize? Where can you find the information about Nobel Prize? Is it in the first paragraph or in the second paragraph? Where can we find Nobel Prize? Is it in the first paragraph or in the second paragraph? Quickly, just scan for Nobel Prize. Scan for husband and Nobel Prize. And can you tell me where can we find this information? Where is the information about Nobel Prize, guys? Is it in the first paragraph or in the second? Just scan for Nobel Prize. Well done. Well done. It's in the first paragraph, right? If you scan, you don't need to read the whole passage, you see, because you're not going to have time. So Nobel Prize is mentioned where? It's in the first paragraph, right? It's not the second paragraph. It's the first paragraph. Yes, it's the first paragraph. If you look at it, it's mentioned first paragraph. Well done. Very good. So, guys, look at the statement. It says, Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prize. So can you read these lines about Nobel Prize only? Can you read these lines about Nobel Prize only and tell me whether it's true? So just read from the third line, right? Because that's where Nobel Prize is mentioned. Read from the third line and tell me whether this statement is true, false, or not given. Well done. Well done. So is it true, false, or not given? Just read those lines carefully. Look at the statement. It says Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prizes. That means they won 2 Nobel Prizes together. Uh-huh. I want the answers to kind of look at the statement, right? Did they win 2 Nobel Prizes together? Yes or no? Now look at the paragraph. It says, twice a winner of the Nobel Air Prize, with her husband Pierre Curie and Henry Becquerel, she was awarded the 1903 Nobel Prize for Physics and was then sole winner. Sole winner means the only winner of the 1911 Nobel Prize for Chemistry. So she won the 1903 Nobel Prize with her husband, but she was the sole winner of the 1911 Nobel Prize for Chemistry, isn't it? So if you look at the statement says Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Maria's Nobel Prize. But if you look at the paragraph, when you read this part, it says that she was the sole winner of the 1911, but they were joint winners of the 1903 Nobel Prize. So yes, the statement is false. The correct answer is false, not true, but false. So you just need to identify that. So that's where, guys, you need to read carefully. But here it clearly states that with her husband Pierre Curie and Henry Becquerel, she was awarded the 1903 Nobel Prize for Physics and was the sole winner of the 1911 Nobel Prize for Chemistry. So pay attention to these things, guys. These skills are very important. At the beginning, it might look a bit challenging, but when you practice and when you do it properly, I'm pretty sure you can work your way towards achieving a very high score. So for listening and reading, always remember, master the 4 essential skills. Learn the approach to each question type and focus on practicing with tests. So first, guys, learn the essential skills. If you learn the essential skills, you can achieve a very high score. Then learn the approach to every question type. And the third step is to focus on practice tests. So don't start with practice tests. First start with the essential skills. And then, guys, learn the approach to every question type with these essential skills and then focus on practice tests. Okay, so that's going to be important as well. So now, guys, we're going to focus on IELTS writing quickly. Okay, so remember, soon after listening and reading, you're going to have writing. And the writing part is going to be for 1 hour. So physically and mentally, you are going to be exhausted because you spend half an hour for listening, on listening, 1 hour on reading, and then 1 hour on writing. And here, guys, you need to write, you need to kind of, write 2 essays, 1 task 1 and 1 task 2. So remember, it's going to be for 60 minutes. For task 1, it should be not less than 150 words. And for task 2, it should be not less than 250 words. Okay? So if you're taking academic IELTS, you need to know how to write descriptions. Like task 1 descriptions, like you need to write a description for graphs, bar charts, pie charts, maps, diagrams. For task 2 or part 2, you need to know how to write essays like problem solution, opinion, discussion, and 2-question essays. Problem solution, discussion, opinion, and 2-question essays. So you need to know how to write them. So to achieve a very high score in IELTS writing, you need to know how the examiner is going to assess you. So always remember, the examiner will assess your writing based on 4 criteria. Okay, so the examiner will assess your writing based on 4 criteria: task response, coherence and cohesion, vocabulary, and grammar. So if you want to achieve a very good score, guys, remember to improve your writing skills based on all 4 criteria. Okay, so task response, coherence and cohesion, vocabulary, and grammar. So I'm going to show you what you should do for every criterion very quickly. So this way, guys, it will give you an idea. So for task response, make sure to write 150 words for task 1, not less than 150 words. And for task 2, not less than 250 words. And also, guys, develop your answers with relevant examples. I'll show you now. And always remember to logically structure your paragraphs. By the way, for task 2 essay writing, what should be the minimum number of paragraphs? What should be the minimum number? How many paragraphs you should have when you're writing an essay? How many paragraphs should be there? And what are they? Can you tell me? What should be the minimum number of paragraphs? When the examiner checks your writing, what should be the minimum number? And that is important for coherence and cohesion. So remember that when you write your essay, there should be a clear introduction, 2 supporting paragraphs, and a conclusion. So yes, the minimum number should be, well done, 4 paragraphs, a clear introduction, 2 supporting paragraphs, and a conclusion. So guys, that's very important for coherence, to logically organize your ideas. Cohesion means to connect your ideas with linkers. To connect your ideas with linkers. That's important too. And as for grammar, make sure to use complex structures, be accurate with articles and punctuation. That is important as well. Fine, great. So guys, quite often students struggle because of poor structuring, poorly developing ideas, informal style of writing, and poor grammar and sentence skills. That's why in order to achieve a very high score, you just need to know how to be accurate, how to use a variety of sentence structures, how to connect your ideas, and also to develop your ideas with relevant examples. Now, I'm going to share 2 paragraphs. Okay, I'm going to share 2 paragraphs with you all, and I want you all to choose the best paragraph out of these 2, the best paragraph, which is structured properly, which is rather cohesive, which is well connected. Which one is that? So which paragraph looks rather cohesive, well connected with linkers? So when you read, you see there is a connection. And it's developed logically. Which one is that? Is it the first paragraph or the second paragraph? Is it A or B? Well done. Well done. I see the answers coming, and I think everyone would agree the best paragraph here is the one that is structured logically and the one that is connected with linkers. And I think that paragraph is A. Look, it says, the obvious reason for a stressful working atmosphere nowadays is the increasing level of competitiveness among employees. Consequently, this leads to a hostile atmosphere in the working environment. Then for that issue, we are giving a solution. You can say the best solution for this is for employees to create team activities. For instance, it is known that many international companies organize tasks focusing on teams, which have made the employees perform effectively in a relaxed atmosphere. Well done. So it's A. Look at B. B also tries to address the task, but the ideas are not well connected. Like working atmosphere becomes stressful because people have too much to do. I think the work should be limited. It is the employee's responsibility to do so. If not, employees will leave. You see, so many simple sentences, and also the ideas are not well connected. So it becomes incohesive. And if you write like that, it can't go beyond a band 5.5 or a 5. So that's why, guys, I would like to share with you all the best approach to structure paragraphs. Always have a clear topic sentence. Like public transport has a number of advantages. So that says that this paragraph will show more than one advantage. That's why, firstly, it's the most economical option to travel around a city. For instance, in Berlin, the monthly subway ticket costs 10 times cheaper than maintaining a private vehicle. Moreover, public transport can be convenient, especially during peak hours. This could be illustrated by the increasing tendency to use the subway during office hours. Therefore, the role of public transport will always be significant. Do you see? Every paragraph should have a clear topic sentence. If it's about the advantages, then the whole paragraph should reflect or should show the advantages of public transport. Then you introduce the first advantage, give an example, then another advantage, give another example to prove that, and then a nice concluding sentence. So this is the best way to structure your paragraphs, guys. In fact, this is important for IELTS speaking as well. So, of course, to achieve a very good score for writing, if you really want to achieve a very high score, you need to improve your grammar skills. You need to become familiar with different types of sentences. So in English, we have simple, compound, and complex sentences. You also need to know how to make your writing style formal. And also, guys, you need to know how to use linkers effectively and learn how to structure paragraphs and become familiar with different types of essays and also to expand your vocabulary. So always remember, there are 10 common topics starting from occupation, education, environment, globalization, technology, crime, then health, right? Health, fitness, food. So food, under food, we can also take restaurants, catering, then actually style, fashion, I hope I mentioned. Then guys, trading, like, online shopping, buying, and so on. So not like advanced topics, but you do need to know all these common topics and also to expand your vocabulary. Now, the best approach is to read some articles or some blogs related to these common topics and also to expand your vocabulary. That would be really useful in the long run. So that's something I would like to share with you all as well. So guys, I hope you found this session useful. What I want you all to understand is that to achieve a band 7 plus, you need to take things gradually. So that's why it doesn't matter what you want to prepare, what you want to do. There are 4 stages. Step 1 is acquiring, like learning, like you did today. You see, you came to my session, which is great, right? So that's an investment because I hope you found it useful. So that's acquiring, but that's not enough. You need to practice. Now, for example, today we focused on paraphrasing. We did a bit of listening. So you need to do similar question types, or you to kind of do similar tasks and become more familiar. That's why practicing is an important part. Third stage is implementation. Once you have enough practice, you implement. Fourth stage, assessing. Quite often, guys, even in Sri Lanka, what we do is we just acquire. We attend lectures, seminars, we watch recordings, but we don't have a good platform to practice. And also, we don't get the opportunity to speak. Now, even for example, there are some training programs. The trainer would come, he would train, you all listen, have a cup of tea, and then go home. But the question is, are we able to implement it? Are we trying to make it practical? So that's why a program should have all 4 components that would teach you, that would help you to practice, that would encourage you to implement, and also to assess. So I think the principle is very simple. And like I said, guys, our expert course has been phenomenal. Students have achieved more than their required score on their first attempt. And we see, like, many students, they join this program. So the unique feature about this course is that it has 2 stages. The course has 2 stages. It's going to be for 12 weeks. So if you plan to take the exam within 3 to 4 months, it's an ideal option. And if you're looking for a comprehensive coverage where everything will be taught and where we will help you to implement all these skills, I think this is an ideal option. So during stage 1, for listening and reading, during stage 1, for listening and reading, each lesson is dedicated to a question type. Each lesson is dedicated to a question type, like we did today. You see, for listening, I showed you all how to answer short answer questions. And during our sessions, we will do more short answer questions. And I showed you all how to answer true, false, not given. But it's a short session today. So we will focus more on true, false, not given. See, even if you make mistakes, with more practice tasks, you will build your confidence. Writing, guys, we will teach you how to use linkers, how to structure paragraphs, how to make your writing style formal, how to brainstorm ideas, how to write a proper introduction. And then, guys, for speaking, we focus on essential skills like the usage of tenses, the use of conditionals, paraphrasing, linkers, complex structures, and comparative structures. So the main idea during the first 5 weeks, where you will have 15 lessons, is to kind of improve your overall skills related to all 4 sections and prepare you for stage 2. So after completing stage 1, you move on to stage 2, another 10 weeks with 15 more lessons. For listening and reading, each lesson is dedicated to exam practice questions. So you immediately implement all the skills that you've learned. So for example, you take a passage, and if you know for each passage we have true, false, not given, maybe matching headings, multiple choice questions. So you already know what should be the approach. For writing, guys, we will teach you how to write all types of essays like problem solution, opinion, discussion, and 2-question essays. And then we divide the group. For academic writing, we will teach you how to describe graphs, bar charts, pie charts, maps, and diagrams. And for general writing, we will teach you how to write letters like formal, semi-formal, and informal letters. For speaking, guys, during stage 2, each lesson is dedicated to topics. Like I said, technology, environment, globalization. So we focus on all the IELTS speaking topics, and we focus on different question types, and we will teach you how to develop your answers. So that's the expert course, guys. Remember, lessons are conducted 3 times a week, altogether 30 lessons. Then you have the mock exam, and then you have another additional week to have extra support. So for the first 10 students, this course is going to be at a discounted price, 31,000 rupees. So only for the first 10 students. So if you're interested, guys, if you want to know more about the program, again, leave your details. Sign up for a free consultation where you can take our grammar test. We will assess your level, and we can say whether this program would be useful. So with this program, you're also going to have 6 months access to our platform. So the platform is going to be for you all for 6 months, and it's going to be rather interactive. So on this platform, you have interactive lessons, video lessons with our international experts, and then also you'll have a personal trainer who will be assisting you. So when you do interactive tasks, in case you don't understand, one of our personal trainers would help you out. So that's the platform as well. So remember, the course is 31,000 rupees. You can pay in 2 installments. So that also can be discussed with our consultant. Now, those who have a good level, if you think that you use English on a regular basis, right, and you have experience passing different English exams, I would highly recommend the Express program. So the Express program is only for 5 weeks. Lessons going to be 3 times a week, 15 lessons altogether. So once a week listening and reading, once a week writing, and once a week speaking, guys. So the difference is, for listening and reading, we focus on the exam practice questions, and we will teach you the approach. But compared to expert, it's a bit intense, because with the expert program, each lesson is dedicated to a question type. Now, we don't do that with the Express program, right? So it's going to be a bit more intense. But if you have a good level, it's proven to be rather effective. Writing, guys, writing, we will teach you the approach to all the essay types, like how to structure all the essay types. But we don't focus on those grammar details, but we focus on the structure, how to develop your paragraphs based on the essay type. And also, we will teach you task one writing, academic writing, and general writing separately. And for speaking, guys, we will teach you the approach for every part one, part two, and part three, idiomatic expressions. So it's quite comprehensive, I would say. But the only thing is, for speaking, we don't focus on grammar, because for expert, we teach tenses, conditionals, but here we don't do that. So the Express program, compared to expert, it's a bit intense, I would say. But if you have a good level, I would say you should consider that option as well. So the Express program is only 21,000 rupees. Compared to other courses available in Sri Lanka, it's a very good price. So remember, 15 lessons, 6 months access to the platform, right? And also for the Express program, we check 12 essays, whereas for the expert, we check 16 essays based on the marking criteria. So guys, remember, we have many students who are interested already. So that's why the price is going to be valid for 10 students. So if you're really interested, sign up now. Like I said, guys, our program is quite effective. If you found my listening and reading approach effective, that's how I'm going to teach you all. And if you found the platform that we're interacting now useful, so remember, you're going to experience the same for listening and reading and for writing. But for speaking, we're going to have Zoom lessons. So our approach is effective because we have a step-by-step way of guiding y'all. And then, we'll be learning and revising grammar, because that's important for IELTS. And then we will learn over 400 uncommon words and idiomatic expressions related to all 12 topics. And also, guys, you will have sufficient speaking practice. So if you think IELTS is a very important test for you, that it's crucial for you all to reach the next level in your career, maybe for your life, then I think you should not doubt us. Just sign up for a free consultation, see what we have to offer, and I'm pretty sure you will find it useful. So now, guys, I'm more than happy to take some questions. I see that you guys have questions. So if you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. By the way, these are the reviews in case you haven't seen. If you visit our official Facebook page, IELTS 7 Plus Sri Lanka, you can also see what our students have to say about our program. So guys, do you have questions related to IELTS, related to the exam format? And if you haven't signed up yet, guys, make sure to sign up for a free consultation. The link is given below. So remember, guys, that, when you join the program, we check 16 essays based on the marking criteria. So that's actually quite important. So while you all ask questions, remember, Masters Online is very unique because we are the only organization where we offer foreign teachers, international experts to prepare you all. Now, that's a unique thing. Okay, so we have Olga, who is actually specialized in writing, Marina, who will be in charge of IELTS speaking. So she's certified. She also worked as an examiner in Eastern Europe. Then we have Tahmuraz, who's specialized in writing. He's a PhD holder. Then we have Margot, who's all the way from Eastern Europe, but actually she worked as an examiner in Italy. And you must have seen her reels. If you go to our Facebook page, you must have seen her reels. So this is a unique approach. So you don't get this kind of option in Sri Lanka, where foreign teachers, certified IELTS trainers, and experts who have worked as examiners would prepare you. And the price we offer, that's why I think it's really affordable. You can't get a better deal. And believe me, guys, we also have students from the UAE and other parts of the world. And the course price for them is much higher. Because we have our official representative in Sri Lanka, we offer this special package for a special prize. So guys, those who are interested with the expert program, remember we have two groups, Group A, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Group B, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So Group A, we have Mondays listening and reading, Wednesdays speaking, and Saturdays we have writing. And Group B, we have Tuesdays listening and reading, Thursdays like we have speaking, and Saturdays we have writing. So we are starting starting Group A next Wednesday and Group B on Thursday. Yeah, and also, guys, the Express program, we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we are starting the speaking session next Monday. So I'll be conducting the speaking session on Mondays. Wednesdays, we have writing. And Fridays, you will have listening and reading with me as well. So we are starting the group next Monday. Okay, so there is a question for UK, have to take UKVI. Yes, for UK, you have to take UKVI. And as far as I know, the paper base is available. So you just need to contact IDP or the British Council and find out. You need to kind of, inquire and see whether they have. And I'm pretty sure they do because it's available everywhere. Okay, guys, any more questions? Fine. So, guys, I hope you found this session useful. Like I said, guys, it's very important to invest your time and also your money wisely, right? Because quality preparation is crucial, because it's not like, just preparing and spending like 65 to 70,000 rupees to pass the exam. That is actually a burden, right? Because if you don't achieve a required score on your first attempt, to take it again, that's costly. Because I see that today we also had a student who had taken the exam 3 times. Now, imagine how costly is that, right? So why would you do that? So it's better to invest your money in a course that would help you to achieve a very high score. So I am very confident that we would be able to help you. And also we have an individual approach. In case student is struggling, we try to see what we can do. We provide additional sessions, individual consultations. So we also have that. And by the way, guys, we also have a speaking course for IELTS. So that's actually a 5-week program, 10 lessons. Lessons are twice a week. So that's why you need to sign up for a free consultation. We also have a writing course, and maybe you might be interested only getting access to the platform. So we also have that option too. So once again, guys, sign up for a free consultation, see where you stand. You can also assess your current level. It's absolutely for free. So I think it would be a great opportunity as well. So I hope you found this session useful. Once again, thank you for joining. Always aim high. Just imagine that you have achieved a 7.5. So write it down like as you've already achieved it, like I have achieved a 7.5, and work towards your goal, guys. And I'm pretty sure you will achieve a very high score on your first attempt. So guys, until I see you again, have a great day then. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Take care.